All right, guys. So that was probably a little awkward to, you know, hear from us after we already put the video out for this week. But the fellas over there at Iron Horse Garage, these guys right here, out there in Nampa, Idaho, they put out a challenge for everybody to tell a story. And you guys know me. If there's one thing I can do is tell a story. I'm gonna probably go off a little bit and come back, and then, but you'll get the gist. All right. I'm working on brevity, but I can't promise nothing. All right. So they want to hear a story about the one that got away, right? The car that you wish you could have bought, you had the chance and blew it, or you did buy it and you sold it, or whatever your story might be. So I'm sure a lot of people think mine's going to be about the 77 Le Mans, because I chased after the car forever. I wanted one since I was 8, when it was my grandfather passed away and left it to me. But that's not the car, because that didn't have anything to do. Like I didn't say, oh my God, I got rid of it. You know, I was too young for all that kind of stuff. I loved cars. I knew I loved that car, but that's sort of one as I grew older. And I had no choice, but you know, I was 12 or 13 when it went away, so it went away. So that's not the one. A lot of guys that know me from high school would think it was my 77 Trans Am, my first car. Got it when I was 14. My pops picked me up out in Philadelphia, driving back from my buddy's place, or my buddy's grandmother's place, where I was hanging out for a week or so over the summer. Picked me up in the car and said, hey, here you go, what do you think? I had it for 4 years. It was a 60,000 mile car, had the 400. I wrecked it a time or two, broke some things. Ended up selling it when I enlisted in the Navy to keep an 85 GMC Jimmy. The little, like the S15, the small one. Probably not the best choice. You can pick up an S15 Blazer now for like 30 bucks, I think, something. I don't know. And they're giving them away, right? Not so much for the 77 Trans Am. But that's not the one. Guys that knew me would probably think it was a 64 GTO I had. It was a beautiful car. Had a 428, 4-speed Muncie. I mean, it was awesome. But I'm not that much of a muscle car guy. I mean, I love them. They do got their place, but that is what it is. For me, and my wife will agree with this one, and probably your kid, is the 1953 Cadillac Fleetwood. Put a picture of it around here. It was pretty dope. The story of it, I had just bought this guy, 53 Pontiac. I had that in the garage, and it was up on jacks, and I was messing with it, and you know, I bought it not running. It was in a warehouse forever. I think it was 86 that thing went into a warehouse. I picked it up, and I don't want to admit when I picked it up. 01-ish, 02, something like that. And it's been a roller coaster. Like I said, that's a car, totally different story. But I had just gotten that because I recently, at that time, this was 2002, met one of my best friends in the world, my buddy Justin, and he kind of opened my eyes to a whole different car culture, right? Rockabilly, you know, customs. That I still they're my favorite to this day. And he had a car. He had a 68 Lincoln, I think, Continental, suicide door car, big block, 460. It was a cool car. Either way, I warned you it's going to come back around. Anyways, he had that car, had some work done on it, and because he is who he is, he's looking at the, looks over the fence to see this 53 Cadillac. And he's like, wow, this thing's gorgeous. And Justin has got to be the most talkative guy ever. It was the two of us getting a conversation, forget about it. So he talks to the guy. Guy tells me he wants $2,500 for it. It's a 30,000 mile car. He said, I'll be right back. Justin's always had a slew of cars, same as me. So he tells me about it. So I'm talking to Megan about it. I'm like, yo, this car, we should probably check it out. Supposedly, and this is now, at the time, I'm stationed in China Lake, which for the record is nowhere near China or a lake. It's in the desert in California. That means no rust. So we go look at the car. Megan falls in love with it. I says to the guy, what's up with it? He's like, it stumbles sometime, need a tune-up, basically. They've been sitting for a while. But I'll tell you, I hit that key, boom, fired right up. Beautiful. Had a 331 in it, dual exhaust out, just beautiful, beautiful car. The 1 year only hubcaps, which I actually have one up there. Huh. So you can see that. That guy in the middle there, 1 year only, Cadillac Fleetwood, 1953. So yeah, I had that car, and he says, I need $2,500 for it. And I couldn't get my hand in my pocket quick enough, right? He says, but there's a catch. I said, what's that? There's a 52 Fleetwood, that one was a Fleetwood, that was like a Series 62 or something. Over there in the corner, you gotta take that one too. That's a parts car, which ran. Didn't have a drive shaft or a title. It was a complete car and ran. Yeah, twist my arm, sure. I'll take it, all right. So we drive the 53 home, we trailer the 52. I trade my buddy Brandon a bunch of parts that he had for this Pontiac, for the 52 Caddy. Everybody's happy, right? I get the car home. It didn't even, there wasn't a ding on this car. It was beautiful. The paint was not good. It was sitting in the desert, so it was all flaking off. It was like a dark gray color when I first got it. Interior was in shambles, because that's what happens in California. It had power windows, the hydraulic, right? Well, the seals were not in the actuators. They fell down, and the weather got to the interior, and it was trash. So a couple buddies of mine were renting a warehouse that they actually lived in. We called it Manland, which was very well fitting. We had a bunch of cars there, and I worked on it there. So I had, I went through, tune up, oil change, belts, hoses, all that kind of stuff. This thing had a heated seat, a separate heater core that went under the seat, big fan. It was crazy, just way, way ahead of its time. So I did the car satin black with a gloss white top. Spray can the whole thing, but it came out so good. The black was amazing, and then that white top just popped. And actually, it was funny. My buddy had his Dodge Ram, it was like a '98, and this was an '02. So a 4-year-old truck's hood sitting next to the roof of that Caddy, because it was almost that low. Dude, the spray job on the hood, the roof looked better than his hood. I don't know if Dodge paint sucks, or if I just know how to put down a ghetto paint job. But either way, it looked amazing. This thing sounded amazing. These long glass packs on it, had that low 50s. Oh, just awesome car. We get it going. We drive it up to Viva Las Vegas, right? Easter weekend, they had the big show up there. I think this was number 6. Yeah, Viva Las Vegas 6. My buddy Brandon had a 37 Buick. He drove up there. We drove the Caddy there. Put them both in the show. My buddy Greg had a 51 Chrysler. We all went up there, a little car club. It was great, right? Great weekend, great time, just awesome. We're leaving, and a guy stops over and asks me to sell the car. I said, nah, I don't want to sell it. He says, I'll give you $5,000. I said, nah, I'm good. He goes up to $10,000. Now at this point, I'm like, we better sell this car, get a bus ticket to go home, right? I look at Megan, and she's like, please don't sell my car. It's okay. Nah, we're not interested, thanks. Drive the car home. We transferred out to Virginia. We had the car shipped. And we get out there, and it was like known in the town. It was a small town in North Carolina, but on a station in Virginia. And everybody knew the car. Because we drove it all over the place, right? 33,000 original miles. This thing ran. Megan did a quick overhaul in the interior, and we just drove this car everywhere. We took it, one year we took it Andrew was like 4. No, I guess a little, yeah, whatever, 4-ish. And we took a trick or treat. On the way there, we used to go downtown to go treat. We lived out of the country. Fuel pump goes out. He don't want to even go trick or treating no more. Like we trick or treating for a little bit. My buddy Brandon, he came and picked us up in Megan's SUV she had at the time, and he's like, Andrew's like, I'm done. I don't want to. Let's go get the car. That's all he cared about, right? So with an electric fuel pump on it, got it home, and it was fine. But so this car was. I mean, I drove it all the time, and Megan loved driving it. It was awesome, right? And then I started getting into some other things, as I always do. I think at this point, we had at least 14, 15 cars. We had a bunch of property out in the country, so it wasn't that big a deal. But I had a 64 Le Mans. I ended up selling that, and then that's when I bought the GTO, the 64. And it's like the car kind of started sitting a little bit. And I didn't have a garage, I didn't have a shop. I had this dirt floor garage that was falling down. The car was safer outside, anyways. And we're talking, we're going to do this, but we lived there, 3 years we lived in that house, and I did 3 deployments in that time, so we didn't have time to even get everything, So I said, you know what, man, something's going to go. So Megan's like, we're not driving the car, sell it. We can make a killing on the thing. And, we drug our feet, and finally we threw it on eBay. And I don't remember the dollar amount we got for it, but it was way more than I paid for it. So we sold it. Actually, a guy in Denmark bought it. Thank God, because I mean, if somebody down the block would have bought it, it would have drove me nuts. So yeah, this guy drives it. He buys it. The shipping company comes and picks it up, and I guess it goes on a boat. And now I don't know. I have no idea where it is now. But yeah. I've owned upwards probably around 100 cars, and that's the one. That's the one that got away. And all these other cars I sold, whether I made a ton of money or I didn't make anything or I lost money or whatever, that's the one I never should have sold. And every time anybody asks me, man, you don't regret selling that GTO? You regret selling this? No, not even a little bit. No, I was over it. I had my fun, and that's that. That's a car I never should have got rid of. I'll never find another one. A desert car with 30,000 miles on it that ran like that. I mean, it was, the one that got away. That's it. Well, thanks for bringing that up, guys. So I guess what you got to do, because they, challenge us, we challenge them, stuff like that. So I'm gonna throw it out there to RNG Garage, Ironhead Garage, and BW. I know you got something that got away. All right, guys. Hope you like the long, drawn out, around the block version of the one that got away. See you guys in the next one.